two of the best defensive teams in hockey playing today. We're going to probably have a 2-1 hockey game. And then 9 goals later, here it is. What did you expect today, and what kind of game did you end up seeing out there?
I mean, this team's definitely tight checking, but they also have some high-power offense with them as well. So we kind of expected a little bit of both, a little run and gun and tight D-zone. So it was a good effort by us, and I'm glad we came away with it.
Things got a little crazy in that first period, the trading of goals, but you guys really dominated then and took over in the second period. What did make the difference there?
I mean, Willie's goal to start the second was huge for us, and it just gave us momentum that we carried through. We got a couple of the big ones, and we were able to shut it down from there.
How good is it when you got goals and points from everybody, the assists from the back end, goals from all different lines?
It's huge. I mean, it just shows the depth that we have in our team, and anyone can make a big play at any moment, and that's what we need moving forward. So it's great to see the guys have confidence, and hopefully we can keep that going too.
You're going to need good performances at home in the postseason. 6 straight here, and this crowd seems to be into every moment.
Yeah, it's great. The fans are awesome here, and it's super fun to play.
Matt, appreciate the time. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
He's cracking a smile there late. New career high in helpers. Dylan Strome set a career high in points. I mean, he mentioned the depth in this team, and we talked about that. What's gone into their success this season has really been getting it from all different guys, even defensemen.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk about this every night is that, today they had all the forwards scoring goals, but, sometimes when that's not happening, the defense are chipping in. They're finding ways to, kind of capitalize and, ultimately get on the scoreboard with their forward teammates. So they've been doing everything. I really like Matt Roy's game. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I always thought about him as a defenseman is a more Carl Alsner, Brooks Orpik-like defenseman, but you see him up on the play a lot.
Yes, I think you're seeing now the Matt Niskanen style, right? He's giving you a little bit more offense. I really like watching a lot of the highlights from the team is the defensemen are crashing down in the offensive zone, right? They're always kind of heading towards the net, and the forwards are looking for them. And I think it comes down to that the defensemen have confidence that they can jump in knowing that they have somebody coming back. We watch over and over and over again. There's so much back checking. There's tracking from everybody, and not just so-so tracking. They are coming back head down really, really hard. And that feels great as a defenseman. I know that I have the ability to jump in offensively, try and pick my spots. We've seen Carlson do it a bunch, even though he's getting goals disallowed. He's trying to get in there. Not tonight, exactly. So I think just overall they're doing great. But Matt Roy, his game was very solid tonight. He's got a good nose at both ends of the rink right now.
I love that. Plays into the confidence and the trust that this group has in one another. Well, let's welcome in Al Koken, who's just conducting those interviews in ringside for this game. Al, this one was a thriller. It was a fun one.
Great game to watch. Great game, I'm sure, to be a part of. And I want to throw another defenseman while we were talking about it. And, Carl, I'd love to get your opinion on this. I thought Rasmus Sandin was outstanding again today. We've talked a lot about players who have really improved all season long. But in so many regards, guys like Strome, Protas, McMichael, they've just added different layers to what was already there. To me, Rasmus Sandin has completely reinvented his game. He's admitted he tried to define himself by what he could do offensively. Now he has become a rock-solid presence on that back end. He's been more physical than we've seen. We still see the great offense. That beautiful pass to send Anthony Beauvillier out still shows you how he's got that offensive talent. When Jacob Chychrun was out for a little while, he was out there quarterbacking that second power play unit. It's amazing to watch this guy. As I said, so many guys who have stepped forward this year have added to their game. In my mind, Carl, this guy has completely reinvented his game.
Yeah, Smoke, you've nailed it. I mean, that's a great way to sum it up. I've talked to Mitch Love about this too, and he said that what he really loves about his game is, for not being the biggest player, he's willing to do things that a big defenseman would do, right? That's battle really hard one-on-one in the corner. That's step in front of shots. That's doing things that are not really fun to do as a defenseman, going into the corner first instead of waiting for the forward to go in. And so I think that his game is so good and so underrated right now. And, people might not all know this name, but I know a guy, Chris Russell, one of the all-time leading block shot defensemen in the league. And he's got a little bit of that in him. He plays dirty, but he's got the ability to play a really nice finesse game as well, and a huge addition to this blue line for the Caps.
Also, his passing, it's very crisp. It's on the tape. You saw it with the Beauvillier goal. but the sort outs with his partner, right? I think that's where you find the smarts of your defensive core. It's like it's not really what you're doing with the puck back there behind the goal line or behind your goal line. It's what you're doing away from the puck and where you go. Your teammates have to know where you're going to be, and they've been spot on so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see it, right? This is a thing where you have to want to do it, right? You have to want to get open for your partner. You have to want to talk, right? It's not just whether or not you have the ability to talk. They can all speak. It's whether or not you want to help your partner out. And Smoke, I'm sure you can hear it down there. Those guys are probably yelling at each other the entire time, saying, "I'm open here."
I'm picking it up on the mic a little
yelling
bit.
At Al.
Yeah.
Exactly, yelling at Al too. But yeah, I mean, it
Al,
needs
you're
to happen.
Absolutely. And, they flip around. So much we saw today, it was Sandin and Carlson, but then you'll look around and see Sandin with Roy. They started the season together. I think this is another valuable thing, and give the Cap coaches have credit. We know Spencer Carver has talked about changing things on the forward lines to give guys different looks and different matchups. It's going the same thing with Mitch Love on the back end, and I think everybody's kind of figured out, I'm going to play with somebody. I'm just not sure on shift to shift it's going to be the same guy, and I think that just adds to the overall value of this team when anybody can play with anybody else.
We're giving the defensemen some more love. Let's hand out our Clark Construction Hard Hat Player of the Game. Al, who'd you go with tonight?
We were talking about him as Matt Niskanen 2.0. You heard my interview with him. The silent assassin back there. Matt Roy does not say a lot, but boy, does he do a lot. He's just one of those guys, as we talked about, he's always in the right place. There you see him jumping in on the play. We think of him as really a rock-solid defenseman, but as you talked about, Alexa, he set a new career high for points with the assists. He's always seems to be in the right spot, and he's never hesitates to get up on the play when necessary. But I think there's a real reason, besides just the goaltending itself, why this Capital team has got the point differential that they do. He's great defensively, but he can chip in offensively. He's so good on that first pass, and that steady, both-way type of game for Matt Roy, to me, is game in and game out. He's our Clark Construction Hard Hat Player of the Game tonight.
I remember I was a Matt Roy fan since day one. He came to the Washington Capitals this summer. You see his numbers. He was with the LA Kings before, setting a new career high with 21 assists. But he was at all these different charity events. Before he even wore a Capitals sweater, he was in the community. He chose Washington as a place that he wanted to be, and we're really seeing him flourish. So it's great to see when a perfect match is made. A lot of guys finding a home here in the nation's capital. Well, let's take a look at our head-to-head numbers for